What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we have a big video that I've planned and I'm putting a lot of effort into it. So today we're talking about the top 10 strongest Street Fighter characters lore wise. Okay, this is not a tier list, this is lore. Who are the strongest Street Fighter characters? So there's going to be a lot of lore in this video. If you do not know anything about Street Fighter's lore, you're going to learn a lot. It is very cool. I love the lore. It's probably my favorite thing about Street Fighter. And we're going to get into it, starting with number 10, Juri. Okay, Juri is a Taekwondo fighter and known as the sadistic thrill seeker. She is an untamed animal who seeks to destroy and consume all that enters her sight. She has altered her own body in her, quest for power. She respects no law, no morality, and she does whatever it takes to achieve her goals and quench her limitless thirst. Her life changed when her family was attacked, her mother and father were killed, and her left eye was badly damaged. She joined SIN, which is like a corporation led by Seth, to have a shot at killing Seth, because I'm pretty sure her family was killed by like agents from SIN. So she joined so she could eventually kill him. She eventually did kill Seth. Much of Juri's power comes from the Fang Shui engine. It's a really weird name. It's a weapon designed by SIN that replaces her damaged left eye, because her left eye was pretty badly damaged when her family was killed. It amplifies her power, allowing her to scan opponents' power level and fire off key energy. The eye grants speed boost, strength boost, and her reaction time is better. She's basically a stronger Chun-Li. Coming in at number 9, we have Sagat. Sagat is the king of Muay Thai, the master of Adon, and survived Ryu's Shoryuken, the move that gave him his famous scar. Formerly one of the 4 kings of Shadowloo alongside Vega, Bison, and Balrog. He was Bison's personal bodyguard. He also killed Gohibiki, which is Dan's father, but unlike Dan, Gohibiki is very strong. He was the final boss in the first World Warrior tournament, but lost to Ryu. He was mad and seeked strength, which is when he started training under Dalsim. Yes, Sagat actually trained under Dalsim. Soon he left his evil past behind him and became somewhat of a good guy. In Thailand, he is seen as a hero and all the kids and the people look up to him. He squashed his beef with Ryu and became a wiser man, but don't let that fool you. He's still very strong and should not be messed with. At number 8, we have M. Bison. M. Bison is the leader of Shadowloo and the master of Psycho Power. At this point, Bison is immortal. He died to Akuma in Street Fighter 2 from the Raging Demon, and then he died in Street Fighter 5 when Ryu killed him with the Nothingness Hadoken, which is a very powerful version of the Hadoken. The reason Bison keeps living is because he can transfer his soul into other bodies to stay alive. So basically, he can't die. He killed Chun-Li's dad, survived a nuclear explosion, punched through Rose's torso, killed Charlie Nash, possessed and controlled all of the dolls, mind-controlled Ryu. He's immune to Fang's poison, which can turn normal people into dust. He defeated Juri and took her eye, one-shots T-Hawk, and that's not even all. You might be wondering why he's so low on the list, but the rest of the characters on this list can definitely defeat him. Some might struggle a bit, but they can do it. Coming in at number 7, we have Dalsim. Dalsim is the master of yoga and probably one of the most wise characters in Street Fighter. He trained Ryu once when Ryu was searching for strength, and even trained Sagat when Sagat was searching for the same thing. He took a punch from evil Ryu, and he didn't even flinch or get damaged. He battled Nikali and defeated him. People think Dalsim is slow, but he dodged all attacks from fights with Ryu, Adon, DJ, the dolls, and Sagat. He can sense danger and attacks, similar to like Spider Sense. He could read minds, teleport, levitate, produce fire, and his most famous character trait is stretching limbs, which can help with range attacks. Coming in at number 6, we have Goen, and Goen has a lot, so bear with me. Goen is the unofficial uncle of Chun-Li and grandfather of Yun and Yang. He is an assassin and master of Chinese martial arts. Goen was known as one of the legends of martial arts, supposedly being the man who killed hundreds. He was not only a great martial artist, but the legendary assassin known as the Devil of Hong Kong. Later, he was diagnosed with leukemia and did not have much time to live. Due to this, he decided he would stop hiding and go out fighting in a blaze of glory, as he felt it was more honorable way to die. In a fight with Akuma, he beat him and spares Akuma's life, but Akuma held back, sensing that Goen was sick. Goen would soon die from Akuma in their rematch.
My unveiling. I will be exposed to the entire world.
Number 5, we have Gil. Gil is the leader of the Illuminati, the master of the Illuminati techniques and pancration. His brother Urian tried killing him by blowing up the Illuminati hideout, but it is unknown if Gil survived, but he has the power of resurrection, which kind of makes him immortal, but he can only use it a certain amount of times before he has to rest and restore his power. So I think it's a good assumption that Gil survived. Gil started the 3rd World Warrior Tournament. He lost, but it's said that he was holding back. He uses pyrokinesis and cryokinesis, making him the master of ice and fire, the original Todoroki. Number 4, we have Ryu. Ryu was trained by Goken, and he learned the Shotokan karate alongside Ken. He was also trained by Oro around the time of Third Strike. He definitely learned a lot and became stronger after training with Oro. He killed Bison in Street Fighter V. He defeated Seth. In a fight with Necalli, he fully conquered the Satsui no Haru and fully embraced the power of nothingness, which means the Dark Hado will never overcome him again. He won the 1st and 2nd World Warrior tournaments. As of right now in Street Fighter VI, Ryu is nearly master level fighter, but he still believes there's more for him to learn. Alright, top 3 characters. Goken. Goken is the master of Ryu and Ken, the brother of Akuma, and the student of Gotetsu. He is the master of the power of nothingness, which is the opposite of the Satsui no Haru. He can shoot Hadokens with one hand and do moves like the Shoryuken and Tatsumaki, but even better than Ryu and Ken. He somehow survived the Raging Demon, Akuma's deadliest move. He's practically a stronger version of Ryu, which makes sense because he is his master. And finally, number 2 is Oro. Oro is an 150-year-old hermit who is basically immortal. He stood toe-to-toe with Akuma in a fight. Nobody won because they both would have died if they continued. But I must mention that Oro was still using one hand during that fight. Speaking of that, Oro fights with only one hand. He believes if he uses both hands, it would be unfair to his opponent. Honestly, Oro is just as strong as Akuma. Is he stronger than Akuma? That is yet to be proven. Oro entered the 3rd Street Fighter tournament, but dropped out to search for Ryu and train him, sensing that Ryu had great potential. If Oro stayed in the tournament, he would have beaten everyone, including Gil. Okay, and before we get into number 1, I do have some honorable mentions, okay? A couple honorable mentions, so let's get into those real quick. First, we have Ingrid. Ingrid has the power of time travel. Ingrid's fighting style also infuses ballet-like attacks with energy manipulation, including telekinesis and power blast. She is implied to be extremely powerful, revealing to Rose that she would need at least 15 minutes to take care of Bison. The reason I'm not including her in the top 10 is because she's barely a Street Fighter character, and she has rarely been in anything, but technically she is a Street Fighter character. Next honorable mention, we have Alex. Inspired by Hulk Hogan, he is an American wrestler who entered the 3rd World Warrior tournament and defeated everyone, finally making it to Gil and beating him. But the thing is, Gil was holding back, and Oro defeated Ryu. Then Oro dropped out of the tournament to seek Ryu so he can train him. So Alex never got the chance to fight Ryu or Oro in the tournament, but if he did, he would have lost horribly. Next honorable mention, we have JP. JP isn't a fighter. He has no martial art. He literally can't fight, but he's a manipulator and all-round clever guy. He wields Psycho Power, the power that Bison uses. He is powerful with Psycho Power, but compared to Bison's, it's nothing. He's decent when using his cane to fight, but other than that, he would get bodied by a lot of the Street Fighter cast. Second to last honorable mention here, we have Gohibiki. He's a non-playable character. He's not you cannot play as this character in any of the Street Fighter games, but I do want to mention him because he's Dan's father and he's pretty damn strong. If you ever wondered what happened to Sagat's eye, well, guess what? Gohibiki is the one who gouged out Sagat's eye. Sagat, full of rage, obviously killed Gohibiki after that, but still, he was pretty strong. And then for the final honorable mention, we have Gotetsu. He's also a non-playable character, even though it would be very cool to play as him. Gotetsu is the master of Akuma and Goken. He's the real deal and very strong. He fights with his fist or a staff. We can assume that he was pretty strong, but not much has been seen by him since he died by Akuma very early on in Street Fighter's lore. And then finally, for the strongest Street Fighter character, no one's surprised. Akuma / Oni. Akuma is a god tier character. In his Street Fighter Third Strike ending, he chopped a whole ship in half with one strike. He killed Gen in a fight to the death, and also battled Oro and stood his ground. Like I said with Oro, if he kept on fighting, they both would have died. Akuma never went Oni form though, so we will never know if he would have won. But then again, Oro was only using one hand. He fought Goken, his brother, and beat him, thinking that he killed him, but somehow Goken survived. Not only that, he killed his master Gotetsu when he was younger. In Street Fighter 2, Akuma killed Bison with a raging demon. Bison transferred his soul, so he came back to life sooner or later. Akuma uses the Satsui no Haru, which is evil power incarnate, the complete opposite of the power of nothingness, the power that Ryu and Goken uses. Now, that's just Akuma's power, but I have yet to mention Shin Akuma, which is even more powerful version of Akuma. And of course, his final form, Oni, which is on the scale of gods. Akuma in Oni form alone can destroy the entire Street Fighter cast and probably destroy the whole world. And everything that I said there is canon. I didn't want to bring up anything that wasn't canon, but if you've ever, played Asura's Wrath, you can actually fight Oni. And even though that's not canon, it's a pretty good demonstration of how strong Oni is. So, yeah, Akuma is very strong. Can he beat Oro? Because personally, I feel like Oro and Akuma are equally matched. Oro and Akuma at base level are equally matched. Oro using both hands can probably beat Akuma, but could Oro using both hands beat Shin Akuma? I think it would be equal match too. But could Oro with both hands beat Oni? Yeah, I don't think so. Not even Asura could beat Oni. So, yeah, so basically, Akuma / Oni is extremely strong. He's overpowered. He's insane. And that is basically it for this video of the top 10 strongest Street Fighter characters. I did a lot of research for this video. I wrote the whole script, and it took me a couple hours to write this all and do the research. So yeah, and everything that I've said in this video is canon, if you're wondering. So none of this is made up, none of this is from non-canon sources. So there you go. That is the top 10 strongest Street Fighter characters.